What's up, guys? Emmanuel Jones here, and it's time to do our playoff scenarios and doing our predictions to see which team you think is gonna make the playoffs. So before I make this video, don't forget to put thumbs up the video, subscribe to my channel for more options, and don't forget to comment down your opinion below to see who you think's gonna win, who you think's gonna make the playoffs, and who's gonna miss the playoffs. So we're gonna get started here. So basically, we already know we got the NFL playoff machine. This is where we're going to start predicting which teams will win. So basically, as we all know, that the Ravens and Niners already clinched the first round bye. And then, you got the Dolphins who clinched a playoff spot. You got the Chiefs who clinched a playoff spot. You got the Browns who clinched a playoff spot. Then over here, you got the NFC, Niners clinched a 1 seed, and then the Cowboys and Eagles both clinched a playoff spot, and the Rams clinched a playoff spot, and so does the Lions. So basically, there's only 2 spots left for NFC. So let's say if the Steelers win, and then I say a tie, then the Bucks win, and then the Bengals can win, and then the Lions win, Patriots win, the Saints win, Jags win. So basically, though, I'm doing this just to make sure to see which team is going to make the playoffs. So basically, as I know, if the Steelers, if they win and then the Colts and Texans tie, then the Colts and Texans be eliminated. And then if the Texans win and the Bills lose, then I think the Bills miss out on the playoffs and the Dolphins clinch the playoffs if they win. But if the Bills win, but I feel like if the Bills win and the Texans win, if the Texans and Jags both win, they're all in the playoffs. The Texans will clinch the final wild card spot, and Jacksonville will be first place in the division if they win. But if they lose and the Steelers win, then the Texans will be the 4th seed, and the Jacksons miss the playoffs, and the Steelers get the final call. But if the Ravens win, I think the Ravens, I think the Steelers miss out on the playoffs, and then, Jacksonville, if they win the division. Texans get the lowest seed. And then if the Colts, if they win, they get the final wild card spot. But if the Bills lose, I think the Bills get the lowest seed. But that's for example. So that's the AFC scenarios. Now for the NFC. Now, so y'all know that because I feel like, if the Packers and Seahawks lose and the Saints win, I think the Saints get the 7th seed and the Bucks, win the division. But if the Seahawks win and, I feel like, let's say if let's say like the Saints win division and Seattle gets a 7th seed. Because I feel like if Seattle wins and Green Bay loses and the Saints win and the Bucks lose, then I think the Bucks, they miss the playoffs and the Saints make the playoffs, and then Seattle, in the playoffs and Green Bay misses out. But I feel like if Seahawks lose and the Packers win, I think the Packers, make the playoffs and move up to 6th seed. And I think the Rams, if they lose, then they're probably going to get the 7th seed. But if they win, I think they move up to the 6th seed and the Green Bay gets the 7th seed. But I think Dallas gets the 2 seed if they win, and the Eagles win doesn't matter. But I feel like if they lose, if the Cowboys lose and Eagles win, I think Philly gets the top seed. But if Philly loses and the Cowboys win, I think the Cowboys get the 2nd seed. Even if the Lions lose They're still in for the third seed because they got the third seed. But I feel like if the Saints lose, because I feel like the Saints and Bucks both lose, I think the Falcons clinch the NFC South. But if the Bucks win and the Saints lose, I think the Bucks win the division. So yeah, so that's how I see it. So I have a feeling that I think the Steelers will miss out on the playoffs, and I think I'm gonna say the Texans, make the playoffs. But if this game was a tie and the Steelers win, both the Colts and Texans will be eliminated, and the Steelers would get in. But I think the Texans, I'm gonna say you beat the Colts, and I could say Seattle can beat the Cardinals and Green Bay beat the Cardinals. Green Bay beat the Bears, but I don't think it really matters though, because Seattle's not in the playoff picture. So I'm probably gonna say they lose to the Arizona Cardinals. And I could say the Eagles lose to the Giants, or I could say you beat the Giants and still be the fifth seed. So I think it could, even if the Cowboys and Eagles both win, I still think it's going to be a tiebreaker. Because I think Dallas will win the tiebreaker. And then, yeah, even if the Saints and Bucks both win, I think the Bucks, make the playoffs and the Saints get eliminated. And then, the Panthers, I could say Carolina can beat the Bucks. So yeah, and the Saints beat the Falcons. I think the Saints win the division. I think the Saints are going to try to deserve to win the division. I think they do. So yeah, but even if Jacksonville loses and if the Texans win and the Jags lose, I think the Jags will get the lowest seed. I think they'll get the lowest seed. But even if the Steelers, if they win and Jacksonville loses and Texans win and Bills win, or Bills loss or something like that, Steelers are probably gonna clinch the final wild card spot if the Texans win and the Jags lose. So yeah, that's how I might see it. So yeah. Well, all right, guys. As I know it from my playoff predictions, I got the Ravens in as the number one seed. Ravens and Niners are both the number one seed. I got the Texans at the seventh seed. I got the Dolphins at the sixth seed. I got the Browns the fifth seed. The Jags at the fourth seed, and I got them clinch the division. I got the Chiefs at the third seed. I got the Bills getting the second seed because I kind of went for my mind saying I was going to pick the Dolphins, but right now I'm going with the Bills to get that top seed because I don't think Miami's going to deserve to get it. But even if they do, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah. And then you got the NFC. You got the Niners, the first round bye. You got Green Bay, 7th seed. The Rams at the 6th seed. The Eagles at the 5th seed. The Saints at the 4th seed. The Lions at the 3 seed. The Cowboys are at the 2 seed. So, yeah. I could switch this up. And I'm probably going to say the Rams be the 7th seed and then the Packers be the 6th seed. So, yeah. That's how I see it, though. Those are all my playoff scenarios, though. So basically, those are all my playoff scenarios, though, in my predictions. And those are teams who I think, and some of the teams who I think who hasn't clinched a playoff spot is probably gonna make it. So I got the Packers making it, I got the Saints making it, I got the Jags and Texans making it, and then I got the Bills making it as well. So those are all your playoffs. Those are all my playoff scenarios, though. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget if you disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below what you guys think, who you think is gonna make the playoffs. So put a thumbs up, like video, subscribe to the channel for more options as well. So yeah, so this is Emmanuel Jones from Big Fan. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.